Hi everybody, it's Jayne Storey and I'm continuing with my mini-series on my new book, which is called Connected Golf. It comes out in January and I'm doing a special pre-launch deal which you can find out by following the link underneath this video. Now, the subtitle of my book is Bridging the Gap Between Practice and Performance. And this is something that all golfers, whether they're recreational, whether they're more serious and committed amateurs, or whether they're tour professionals, it's something that everybody suffers with. Not being able always, and particularly when they're under pressure, taking the swing from the range onto the course. I would say, if anything, the bulk of my work and research over many years has been to solve this very problem. And we can solve it if we bring something new to the equation, if we join the dots, so to speak. So rather than just thinking about swing mechanics and about the mental game, which for me is, let's think about how I'm going to move in a few minutes, and let's think about how I'm thinking. So all of that brings you straight up into the mind, and particularly into the analytical mind, the job of which is to analyze, sort, process, and quantify information. But that part of the mind is not responsible for movement. So it does nothing to enhance the quality of movement. So, there are many myths and many misconceptions in golf and in other sport. And I would say the biggest one is that swing theory does not always equate into performance potential. So if I say that in a different way, it doesn't matter how much you know about the golf swing if you can't bring it to the course. And in fact, the more you do know about the golf swing, the mechanics of the swing, and I see this very much with the professional coaches that I work with, the more information you've got in your head, the more difficult it is to produce your own or release your own natural swing motion. So how are we going to bridge this gap between you're hitting beautiful shots on the range, or everything's fine when you're with your swing coach, but then when you're out on the golf course, you just can't seem to find your rhythm and you just can't seem to get into the game. So we bridge this gap. I'm suggesting that we bridge this gap by having in place some fundamentals of movement. And in this book, I'm talking about principles of natural movement, which have been honed, reworked, verified, tested by successive generations of the same martial arts family or the same lineage. For instance, we know from the Tai Chi masters exactly where we should be balanced on the feet. And it's not on the balls of the feet, which is what most swing coaches will tell you. Now, I'm not dissing swing coaching, not at all. It's very important and it has its place in player development. But it doesn't equate to player performance, which is why I'm suggesting that if you're serious about reaching your potential as a golfer, that you develop a performance practice. In my previous book, which is called Breathe Golf, which I hope you've read, and I hope you're doing the training from there, we were talking about the breathing, where to breathe from, how to focus the attention on the breath, and how, when you're breathing from the right place, it calms down the biochemistry, reduces anxiety, and allows movement to flow. So in this book, Connected Golf, we're looking at the other foundational principle, or the other pillar of my work, which is all about these natural movement principles. So if you train balance. If you train this condition of relaxed readiness or relaxed athleticism, which we get from Kung Fu and from Tai Chi, then you have different things to bring your attention to when you're standing over the ball. If you're balanced, if you're centered in your feet, if you're positioned in your body's physical center of gravity, if your upper body is relaxed, all of these things add up to being able to take the club away smoothly, to being able to rotate more fully, to being able to create more torque and more dynamism, more separation at the top, without compromising your lower body stability. It's a very, very big subject, and these videos are just short bites. But if you would like to get the first 4 chapters of the book, a signed paperback copy, and 30 minutes on the phone with me to talk you through how to start developing your own performance practice, then do click the link below the video, and I will be very happy to oblige.